Whether a Days Gone Remaster is necessary on the PlayStation 5 is a matter of a debate. On one side, Remaster provides the opportunity to refine a game's experience by utilizing next-generation hardware, enhancing its visuals, performance, and overall quality of life. On the other hand, Days Gone is still relatively recent, released in 2019, which raised the question of whether a remaster would even be added enough value to justify the resources it will require. Now, from the technical perspective, Days Gone could certainly benefit from a remaster. At launch, the game received mixed reviews due to several technical issues, including bugs, frame rate drops, and various glitches, particularly on the base PlayStation 4. While Bend Studio patched many of these issues post-release, they weren't entirely eradicated, and players continue to experience inconsistent performance. On the PlayStation 5, a remaster could take the advantage of the console's increased power to fix these lingering problems. The PlayStation 5's SSD, for example, could dramatically reduce the lengthy load times and detached from the flow of the original game, especially when fast traveling or loading into new areas of the open world. Moreover, the PlayStation 5 can support up to 4K resolution and 60 frames per second, which would significantly enhance the game's visual fidelity and smoothness, particularly in the games where fast-paced motorcycle chases and large herds of enemies are central mechanics. Another exciting feature that a remaster could offer is the use of the PlayStation 5's DualSense controller. The haptic feedback and of course the adaptive triggers could make the huge difference in terms of the immersion. Imagine feeling the vibration of your motorcycle engine as Deacon rides through the wilderness, or the tension of the trigger as you pull back your crossbow during the tense encounter with a freak or horde. These enhancements might not overhaul the core gameplay, but they would certainly add depth and tactile sensation to the player's experience. While the technical improvements that a remaster would bring are undeniable, some fans and critics argue that Days Gone Remaster might not be necessary. The game was released just about 4 years ago, and given the relatively short time frame, it's not as if the original feels outdated. Thanks to the PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility, Days Gone can already be played on the new consoles with some of the benefits of the next generation hardware, such as faster loading times, improved frame performance. Many players who revisit the game on PlayStation 5 has reported a smoother experience without need of a full remaster. On top of that, you actually can already play it on the 60 FPS. Furthermore, while Days Gone has a loyal fanbase, the game didn't receive the universal critical acclaim of some other PlayStation exclusives. While games like The Last of Us and God of War are often viewed as masterpieces, Days Gone was seen by some as more of a standard open-world survival game with familiar mechanics. Its Metacritic scores at 71 reflects these mixed feelings. Critics pointed out that the game's story, though emotionally engaging for some, felt drawn out, and the gameplay loop became repetitive. Given that the remaster tends to focus on games with iconic status or wide critical praise, a Days Gone Remaster might not feel as warranted compared to the other titles that Sony could focus on remastering. Of course, the big one obviously would be Bloodborne. For the dedicated Days Gone fan base, a remaster could present an opportunity to return to what they have already loved, but with the added polish. Many players will be drawn to the game's protagonist, Deacon St. John, and the emotional weight of his journey through the post-apocalyptic Oregon. The bond between Deacon and his lost love, Sarah, provided a strong emotional core that resonated with the players. A remaster could help reignite their interest in the franchise, and perhaps even pave the way for a long-awaited sequel, something fans have been advocated for since the game's release. However, fans would likely expect more than just visuals and technical upgrades. Expanded content could be a significant draw, such as new story missions, side quests, or additional challenges that weren't present in the original game. A remaster could also provide an opportunity to flesh out some of the game's underdeveloped characters or plot lines, adding new layers to the narrative that could make this story more compelling on a second playthrough. And honestly, one of the biggest critiques I had with the game is the constant fade in and fade out whenever there's a cutscene starts to play. Please get rid of that. Another yet ripe of an improvement is the AI. Both human enemies and freakers in the original game often exhibited erratic or overly simplistic behavior, which distracted from the immersion and combat scenarios. With the power of the PlayStation 5, or of course PlayStation 5 Pro, a remaster could improve AI behavior, making enemies more intelligent and challenging, especially during the large horde battles. The necessity of the Days Gone Remaster on the PlayStation 5 and of course the PlayStation 5 Pro depends largely on what the fans and the developers want to achieve. On the technical side, there are clear advantages to a remaster, including better visuals, smoother performance, and use of the new hardware features like of course the DualSense controller. Now the PlayStation 5 Pro could take these things and take it a step further, offering maybe even going up to crazy 8K support, ray tracing, even more improved and higher frame rates. For fans who love the original and want to see it at its full potential, a remaster could feel justified. However, with the game still relatively recent and already performing well on the PlayStation 5 through the backwards compatibility, some may feel that the resources would be better spent on developing new projects or a sequel rather than revisiting the past. Ultimately, whether we need a remaster depends on how much value players place on technical enhancements and whether they're eager to return to Deacon's world for a more polished experience. Thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys all and have a wonderful day.